Hello there, this video is going to be a bit different from my normal videos. I'm going to show you a 5-minute unedited clip from my Skydio 2 drone and talk about the tracking performance with the beacon. I was a bit confused how the tracking worked with the beacon, and so I tested it out a bit, and I also read the owner's manual and learned a few things. I had incorrectly assumed that the drone would always just follow the GPS signal from the beacon, which is not the case. If you read the owner's manual of the beacon, it mentions that when you launch with the beacon, if you are using ground launch, then the drone will follow whatever the closest subject to the beacon is at launch, and if you hand launch, then the drone will follow the subject closest to the beacon as well. So if you are hand launching with the beacon in hand, then the beacon will follow you. I did that for this flight, and right now on screen you can see I'm actually attaching the beacon to my dog to see if the drone will follow the beacon or if it will follow me. Unfortunately, the drone continues to follow me because I was the subject that it started visually tracking when it took off. So here I'm moving, but the beacon is not. The drone is following me, not the beacon. In fact, the beacon was completely still at this point because our dog wasn't moving at all. And so the drone follows using visual tracking, not following the GPS signal of the beacon. It will only go to the GPS signal of the beacon if it loses visual tracking. As far as I know, there's no way to manually override this or to force the drone to always follow the GPS of the beacon. I really wish you could, or I wish you could tell it to switch back and forth, because I would love to track my dog. But unfortunately, as far as I can tell from the Skydio 2 owner's manual, tracking only works for humans and for vehicles. It does not yet work for animals, which is really unfortunate. Hopefully sometime in the future, Skydio will release some updates that will allow us to strictly follow the GPS signal from the beacon or switch between GPS follow and visual follow. There's probably some technical limitations of just strictly GPS following, I'm not sure, but that's my guess as to why Skydio uses visual tracking as the default rather than just strictly following the GPS of the beacon. I also hope that sometime in the future, Skydio will optimize their tracking algorithms for following animals and maybe just anything you select on screen. As of right now, as far as I can tell, it will only track humans and vehicles. That's what their owner's manual says. And when I use the app on my phone, sure enough, I don't get the tracking blue and white plus icon over anything other than humans and vehicles. It probably would involve a decent amount of development effort on Skydio's part, but I'm sure a lot of people other than myself would like to track things other than humans and vehicles. Anyways, that's about all I have to say about tracking. Feel free to watch the remaining 2 minutes or so of this clip just to see how the drone handles it in general. I did notice that in some places where the drone was hovering, it was moving a bit side to side, and so it didn't give me a great tripod shot like you might be expecting from DJI drones, where you can put it in tripod mode and it stays very still. Something completely unrelated to tracking that I noticed throughout this clip is because of the white snow everywhere, the white balance on the camera of the Skydio changes pretty dramatically throughout this 5-minute clip. At some parts, the snow is more of a magenta tinge, and some parts it's more of a blue color. The white balance was obviously auto-correcting based on what it saw on screen, and with snow that's a very difficult situation. So if you are using the Skydio in a snow environment like this, I would highly recommend locking down the white balance. I actually don't know if that's possible within the app, so I'm going to have to try that out, but when you're using the beacon you don't have access to those camera settings, and so obviously everything's going to be on full auto. It's sort of unfortunate that you see the color temperature changes throughout this video, but it still looks pretty good. For all of you still watching at this point, thank you so much. I realize this isn't the most exciting content. With the snow on ground, it's a bit hard for me to do some of the activities that I would like to do to test the Skydio fully. So for the foreseeable future, I'm probably going to be limited with what videos I can make using the Skydio drone. That being said, it is so nice to be able to take the drone out with me when I go walk my dog or play with my dog, and to just have the drone film us. I don't have to worry about flying the drone. I don't have to control it. I don't even really think about it. I just send it up in the air and let it do its thing, and I get to enjoy time with my dog. And that's a big part of the reason why I got the Skydio drone. I love that it is so hands-off. I just put it up in the air and it does its thing, and it captures great video. Anyways, this is the last little bit of the video clip. This is where I'm landing the drone. I wanted to land using the hand landing because I didn't want the drone to get in the snow, so it took me a little while to get the drone positioned exactly where I wanted. I hope this clip has been helpful for you. Feel free to leave a comment below if there's anything you would like to see me do in the future to test out the drone, or if you have any questions about what I showed in this video. I really do appreciate all of you watching, so thank you and have a great day.